There's a place where the quick are rewarded and the timid punished. This is no place for the weak at heart. At 120 miles per hour, no quarter is asked, no quarter given. Mistakes have consequences, and the brave reap the rewards. Your skill is prized, luck is welcome, but to be first, you have to finish. Welcome to Rally America.
Most people try to avoid icy and dangerous road conditions no matter what. But here in Atlanta, Michigan, 58 rally competitors have come here to do quite the opposite. With nearly 3 feet of snow, incredible wind gusts, and single-digit temperatures, the two-day race won't necessarily be won on the speed of the vehicle, but more on skill, stamina, and the ability to weather the elements. Hi, I'm Katie Osborne, and you are watching Snowdrift Rally, Round 1 of the 2014 Rally America National Championship Series.
It's a balmy 6 degrees today in Lewiston, Michigan, with icy winds over 20 miles an hour. In addition to the extreme weather, teams will battle each other in a 2-day race over 20 different stages and over 130 miles of ice and snow-covered dirt roads. The drivers with the fastest cumulative time will take home the win. Let's go to Katie at Park Exposé.
Thanks, guys. We are down here at Park Exposé, the final destination for the cars and drivers prior to headed out to stage 1. As you can see, fans are able to get up close and personal with their favorite cars and drivers.
As the teams prepare for the first leg of stages and weather conditions continue to change, I'm sure their strategies are changing as well.
Anton Lesage, right before heading out to stage 1, what is it like to have a little extra snow? Why is that so important to you?
Because when there's no snow and it's just ice, it's so slippery and you have nothing to grip, you know. So if you have a little bit of snow, hopefully it will stick to the ice and we have a little bit more grip. And I prefer the snow tires I'm on right now, the Yokohama AO34s. They work better if there's some snow, so hopefully I made the right choice and it will go well.
Sounds like the topic of conversation is tyre choice. Let's see what the reigning champ David Higgins thinks.
I think the key is just to try and trust what you learned from before, but the big thing with this rally is all confidence. If you take a tyre that you're more confident with, even if it may be a slower tyre, if you feel better on it, you're going to go faster. So we've gone with what we found to be the fastest, and I also liked it, so we've got to hope it works out now. We'll see in a few hours' time.
Absolutely, we will. Well, we wish you the best of luck here, David.
Thank you. Leading
the pack today for the open class will be Antoine Lestage, followed by David Higgins, with Michigan native Adam Yeoman going out third. In super production, we'll see Lachlan O'Sullivan lead off against SP champ David Steers, with the newcomer to the class, Dylan Van Way, starting third. For the two-wheel drive class, we'll see Andrew Comrie-Picard out in front. He'll be followed by Matthew Johnson, with Troy Miller going out third. Now let's check in with Antoine Lestage for the GoPro course overview.
Snow rallies, you're always on the edge, you know. It's like you're on a wire, and it's if you're on the wrong rhythm and you go too slow, you're just gonna get your ass kicked. It's a long 2-day rally. It's a tough event with a lot of stages, a lot of mileage, and a lot of things can happen. It's the only full snow and ice rally we have in the championship. It's unique, very hard to get the right feel for where there's grip and no grip. Some places where there's more snow, you have better grip. Places they've put sand on the road, so you could have even more grip. But other places, suddenly, it's not been sanded and it's been plowed differently, and it's absolute glare ice. Because we don't use any studs in North America, it makes it very difficult. There's a lot of snow and you can find some grip on the edges. Sometimes snow tires are not bad. They also have lots of junctions at Snowdrift, so you have to be careful and note them correctly. Sometimes you can use the snowbank, sometimes you can't. I like these conditions, and I like that they are tricky. I think the tougher the conditions are, it brings the best driver on. When it's hard, and that's where you can make a difference. You always have to be on your toes of what's going to happen. A very tough, specific, but very fun rally. I'm going there to win, and hopefully we'll be in the battle, and hopefully we'll have a good result.
The first leg of the race today consists of 5 stages, about 30 miles of road. As you can see, Antoine Lestage has a lower speed factor, or career cumulative average, but is going out ahead of David Higgins today due to the result of a seated draw, a process which allows for drivers with speed factors above 89.5 miles an hour to draw from a hat to choose their position on the road respective to one another. This is usually a decision based on road conditions and on strategy. Let's go to Katie at the start of stage 1.
3, 2, 1, go.
Antoine Lestage just launched here at stage 1. As you can see, David Higgins is coming up right behind him. The rally has officially begun. It is completely dumping here. It's a very icy condition. Both of these elements could be detrimental or extremely beneficial to the competitors throughout the 2-day event. We'll have to wait and see what happens here in the next couple of stages.
Small crest, 120.
Antoine's going to be looking to have a clean, fast set of stages to try and establish himself as the leader early on.
Under the right side, minus overcrest, 120.
He's really flying along these narrow forest trails. Looking really strong. Look at him take that jump. Total confidence and a clean, smooth landing. Quick handbrake allows him to set the car sideways before getting back on the throttle, allowing him to make that quick right. Another clean turn there. He must be finding the grip he was hoping for. His tyre selection certainly seems to be paying off.
Finish, 400. Okay.
Oh, look at him take that jump. Super clean, and a nice controlled landing allows him to really maintain his speed. Let's see how his main competitor, David Higgins, compares.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. 50, crest over 65 days. Big jump 40, leftish big jump 18.
Rally is a team sport. You can see David Higgins listening to every word that Craig Drew says there. That allows him to commit totally. And a clean manoeuvre around that corner. The grippy snow must not be completely swept off the road yet. He's seeming to be able to keep pretty tight through the turns. These guys are the epitome of calm and collect under pressure.
Left 6.
Here's third-place starter Adam Yeoman, looking clean off the start, but then quickly runs into issues, and they were not alone. A quick mistake can catch you out and put a quick end to your day.
I just came in the corner a little bit too hot and hooked this snowdrift here, and I pulled this in, so this is what it is. I think we're about 2.5 miles in. I'm gonna go a little slower next time, I think. Take it easy in the first stage.
After 3 stages, Antoine Lestage is leading by 30 seconds over David Higgins of Subaru Rally Team USA, and Super Production leader Lachlan O'Sullivan rounds out the top 3. The Rally America National Championship is brought to you by Subaru, by Ford, go further, by Honda Performance, and by GoPro, be a hero. Welcome back to the first round of the 2014 Rally America National Championship, the Snowdrift Rally. Drivers and their co-drivers race on ice and snow in sub-freezing temperatures. But the weather doesn't stop the local fans from coming out and spectating. They just bundle up, take to the woods year after year to support this local rally racing tradition.
Michigan has a great rallying history. 1973 was the first year that Snowdrift was run, and it was the first pro rally with SCCA. Snowdrift is the only scheduled snow rally in the Rally America Series. Several other rallies do have snow because of the conditions, but we do run in January in Michigan, and you're going to find snow. Sometimes it's ice, sometimes it's a little muddy, but there is always snow around. The nice thing about it is that snow is a great equalizer. Power is not going to win the event. Consistency is. You have to have technique. Going fast is not going to help you on snow. And I think that that really makes a good part of the championship.
That's the best part about Snowdrift. It's not really a matter who's the fastest, it's a matter who's the luckiest. And kind of
Strana crashed on the second to the last stage. Actually hit a deer, which was pretty spectacular.
Kings 250. Water car stall. We're done.
It put him right out of the running. Ken Block has had some bad trouble, and he's not really too crazy about the snow.
Oh!
We hope he'll come back and play with us again someday. It's kind of like a duck floating on the water. From the top of the surface, it looks like he's just floating, and underneath, they're kind of paddling like mad. That's basically what everybody does in a rally.
Here we're at the start line with David Higgins. After 3 stages, he's 30 seconds back. So he'll be pushing hard and trying to keep it clean to pull ahead of Antoine Lestage. It looks like it's still snowing, which is definitely an added challenge while driving.
Small crest into late right 2+.
Whoa! The hood has come up. How is David seeing through that? It's cracked the windshield.
Flat crest.
That's going to make things a lot more difficult, but he's still powering on. He's still committing to each of those corners. Katie, are you seeing this?
Yeah, unbelievable. David Higgins came around here with his hood completely up. Who knows how that will affect him in the rest of the race, especially as it relates to the visibility with the snow and the icy conditions.
So Antoine doesn't know it, but he now has an opportunity to push hard and pull critical seconds out of David Higgins, who can't be going full speed with his hood up and blocking his vision of the road. Antoine keeping it nice and tidy through the corners. You can see him using a snowbank a bit to slow and redirect the car.
And that's an art in itself, Paul, just knowing how thick the snowbanks are, how much you can bounce off them versus how much damage they're going to do. But man, look at the speed that he's going down these icy, snow-covered roads. That is true commitment to the notes and true confidence in your driving.
And the F6 over small crest, 50.
The SP battle is still unfolding, with Lachlan O'Sullivan out in front of David Stirks in his Subaru WRX STI, followed by Dylan Van Wey. In two-wheel drive, it looks like Matthew Johnson in his Scion XD is about 3 minutes out in front of Troy Miller in the Ford Fiesta R2. Andrew Comrie-Picard is usually at the top of the two-wheel drive standings, but after a run-in with a snowbank, he's a ways back from the leader. David Higgins and Antoine Lestage have been swapping stage wins all morning, but after 5 stages, Antoine is out in front by just under 8 seconds. In third place is Lachlan O'Sullivan.
Well, it appears the weather conditions have not changed here at the Snowdrift Rally, but when we come back, more action to come from the 2014 Rally America National Championship Series.
I'm Antoine Lestage, driver of car 17, Mitsubishi Evo 10. I am 6-time Canadian Rally Champion and 6-time North American Champion, plus 1-time Rally America Champion. Between the rallies, the 4 businesses, my children, my girlfriend, keeps me busy, but I like it. I think when everything will slow down, it'll be hard for me. I own 4 fitness centers. It's something I really like. I've always been passionate about staying fit, but also gives me a lot of freedom to go to the rallies.
So that's like shifting, pulling on the sequential lever so that I can shift quicker than David.
when I was 14, 15, I wanted to do rally, but I was too young. So as soon as I got my driver's license, my dad showed us a bunch of little things like left foot braking and double clutch and stuff like that. As soon as there was a snowfall or a night it was snowing, me and my brother would say, okay, let's go. For us, we were in a stage. I remember we were thinking we were at the Monte Carlo in the Col de Turini at night with snowing, but I was just driving a little Toyota Corolla front-wheel drive, but I was learning. And we did have to call my dad a few times. First thing was always asking, are you guys okay? And then second question, do I need to take the pickup truck or I can go with the car? Yeah, take the pickup truck. When I was younger and my dad was rallying, the man was John Buffum. Every time he would come up in Canada to do a rally, he would win, and he came here with crazy car and the Group B Quattros and things like that. And to start to work with him was, wow, I'm calling Mr. Buffum and he calls me back.
Antoine's biggest asset, I think, is the fact he doesn't crash.
I don't have a spare car, so if I crash it, it might jeopardize the next rally.
You drive 11 tenths or even drive 10 tenths, you're going to get caught out some of the time.
I knew right away I did a mistake. I misheard a pace note. You think that might hurt, and then you wait and bang, bang, and it happens quickly and it ends very quickly also. I always go to a rally with the goal, and the goal is to win. And sometimes John reminds me, you know, we don't have the money. Realistically, I don't think we can beat these guys, or sometimes he'll say things like that. And I hate that, because I want to go there and try to win.
Rallying is old age and trickery, and it'll be youth and skill every day.
Being a privateer with a tight budget going against the big factory teams, it's really hard. But I really like the challenge. And to be honest, once I put my helmet on, where I think, oh, I should not crash the car, and I don't think about that. I just go for it, and if it happens, it happens.
I have a feeling that Antoine sometimes thinks he's going as fast as he can possibly go. I haven't told him this, but probably he can go a little bit faster.
Stage 7 here during the night portions of Day 1 Snowdrift Rally. As you can see, it's still snowing. The temperature is dropping, and if it wasn't challenging enough for the drivers earlier today, they have one more challenge to add to that, the fact that it's nighttime and it's dark and it's cold. So we'll see how that affects them here as the day continues. But first, I'm going to go ahead and warm up by the fire over here. Back to you guys.
As you can see, it's nighttime now. Rally is one of the few racing sports with a night element.
2, 1, 180.
In addition to special headlights for the driver to see better, co-drivers rely on a reading light to call notes for the driver.
And we saw earlier today how much David Higgins relied on Craig Drew's notes. Antoine slides that car perfectly through that corner. He's relying on what Marshall Clark says to him to be able to commit full speed in the dark.
You have to have absolute confidence in your co-driver that the call is always right.
Total confidence every time you commit to it. As we see David Higgins just straggling for grip as he goes around that corner, but still nice and under control. The snow's falling. This is making these night stages just fantastic viewing, as well as a fantastic challenge for the drivers.
And it makes the shots just absolutely beautiful.
It is crazy slick out there. Too much fun.
Oh, close call there. Let's check in with the drivers after the end of the first day.
Very tough loop of stages right now with a lot of snow falling, very hard to see. And there was more snow than I thought. I don't think I was on the right tires. I was on the ice tires. I should have stayed with the snow tires. And David was going really hard. I think he took the lead. So, but hey, it's very tight and still a long day tomorrow. So I'm happy to be here tonight.
All right, David Higgins just rolling in here to MTC. What a day for you. You had a couple of different obstacles throughout the entire day.
Yeah, it's been a tough day. We had an engine overheating problem, and then that made the car obviously go into a safe mode, and then we tried to fix the problem went into the next stage and left the clips out of the hood, and we did the whole stage of the hood up. The car's not fully sorted, but we had a reasonably good run for those last stages, but just hit a few snowbanks a little bit too hard, and it's just pulled the bumpers off a little bit. Just thankfully to be back here because it's so slippy out there. But hopefully we're in a good position ready for tomorrow now.
Well, I've never worked so hard doing anything in my life. We were pretty high center on a bank. We both have shovels and just dug and dug and dug until we got the car unstuck and managed to get back going on the road.
How does someone take themselves away from what happened and put themselves back in the race?
It was tough for the next couple stages. We had a lot of problems because we got so sweaty with the car being fogged up, and so we had a pretty slow few stages after that. Then we came into service and sorted some stuff out and went out, and you know, we're so far back we can't really push for the podium, but we just want to set good stage times, and so we're just out having fun.
It seems that the first day held unforeseen challenges for several drivers, but that's often the case in rally. After the first day of stages, David Higgins is in the lead by 27 seconds over Antoine Lestage, followed by Lachlan O'Sullivan in third.
Finishing day one here at Snowdrift Rally at Lewiston, and what a day it was. Many drivers telling very different things about their day, whether it was the weather or it was the tires. It'll be very interesting to see what changes are made for day two.
Welcome back to the 2014 Snowdrift Rally, round one of the Rally America National Championship, and it is still blisteringly cold and windy here in Atlanta, Michigan. David Higgins is in the lead over Antoine Lestage, but there's still a lot of racing to be had. Whatever mistakes drivers made yesterday, both on the road and in strategy, today is a new opportunity to make the necessary fixes in order to recoup critical lost time.
And there's obviously some cars here that have got some battle scars, and the crews have worked hard to get them ready for day two.
Let's go to Katie to check in with some of the drivers as they prepare for day two of the Snowdrift Rally.
David Higgins out at Park Expose. What are some of the different strategies for today?
I think obviously today's stage we're always going to have more snow on them, so that was the tyre strategy for us is different for today as well. Obviously now we're first on the road as well, so we're going to have be ploughing the fresh snow, but I don't think that's going to change how things are going to really go. But yesterday was maybe my more favourite day of the rally, and I was hoping to try and eke out a bit more of a lead, but because we had the problems yesterday, that didn't really help that. But today's going to be a good battle, and it's a long day again, and you know, we go on to the first two groups of stages. They're going to be on fresh stages, but then when we go back into the night stages tonight, they're going to be repeat stages. They could be really icy again, so that could change things massively again. So we'll just have to see how it pans out.
What is your strategy headed into today? You know, obviously with yesterday, everything that was going on.
I'll just try to go flat out. I have 27 seconds to make up, and there's some good stages today. The long stage in the first loop, which is the second stage this morning, I really like. I had a big push last year in that stage. So I'll try to make up some time, and after that, if he's still putting some more time on me and he's getting further ahead, we'll have to decide what we do. Maybe just go a little bit steady and try to secure the second place.
David Sturks, yesterday you battled a couple of different elements. What's the update with your car?
Well, the car is running perfectly. It's yesterday we just had no light, so it was too dangerous to keep going. So now we are super rallying today, and with all what happened last night in the stages, I think we're still in a good position to take really good points for the championship.
Leading off day two will be David Higgins of Subaru Rally Team USA, followed by Antoine Lestage, then Lachlan O'Sullivan, who is both in third place overall and first in Super Production.
And the sun is out here at Snowdrift Rally. We have the fans who've been piling in. We have music blasting. We have cars on the course. This really is what rally's all about.
It certainly is. Rally's a lot more than being just in the car. And those fans are really braving the cold conditions today.
3, 2, 1.
And here's Antoine at the start of stage 10, the first stage of the day. He's pulling out all the stops today to make up critical time on David Higgins.
Into left 5 opens, 100.
Look how fast he's going.
Keep left over small flat crest. Into
Once
right
again, total commitment to those notes through his headset.
Right 5 short, 50, care small crest.
Antoine's got to be driving as fast as the conditions will allow. 27 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but when these guys are winning stages by only a few seconds, if that, every bit of time matters. they have to be super clean through the corners to keep their momentum. You can see him using the bank there to redirect the car a bit, but that will come at the cost of speed. Let's check in with Katie.
At the start of stage 12 here, where Higgins is about to launch. However, when he rolled in here, it appeared he had a little more damage than it was when he left this morning. We'll have to catch up with him at service and see what the real issue is.
Maybe he's been turning in a little bit and using that rear panel to direct the car.
1, go.
A little slow off the line there. It's tough to get the power down in these road conditions. You really have to modulate the throttle to get the car rolling before accelerating. But nice controlled slide for that long right-hander. Here comes David now, coming through the spectator area. Oh yeah, you see that rear panel? David's really getting the most out of those snowbanks today. That slow corner could be costly because Antoine is nipping at his heels. That's a nicely taken corner there. You can see the snow's a bit deeper off the side of the road. He's really having to dig down through that deeper snow to get traction. Let's take a closer look at that. You can see he's come into the corner a little hot, knowing that he can use that bank as a tool to get slowed down and push the rear of the car back in line with where he wants it pointed. Look at those tyres spinning and throwing all that snow off the road, digging down to grab at anything they can grip onto to keep him moving forward. With no studded tyres and this much snow and ice on the road, it really is impressive what these drivers are able to do. Lachlan O'Sullivan coming through the spectator area, using the bank a bit to get slowed down and redirected. All in all, a well-taken corner. Dylan Van Wey is close behind him in second.
A frequent class leader, David Sturks, has been clawing back time today after a costly lights fiasco yesterday. With David so far back, Nick Roberts is only 2 minutes off Dylan Van Wey, but safely in third.
With ACP's snowbank mishap on day one, he's a ways behind two-wheel drive leader Matthew Johnson.
And it looks like O'Driscoll has caught the driver in front of him. So after 12 stages, Higgins is now out in front of Lestage by 43.5 seconds, with super production leader Lachlan O'Sullivan sitting third overall. That's a pretty impressive feat and really goes to show how power and speed are less of a factor here.
One of the great aspects of Rally is that each of these drivers have their own unique stories. Here at Snowdrift Rally, we thought we would catch up with one of the local competitors.
Get your daddy! I've spectated Snowdrift since 2006. I love it. I love the event because it's my home event. I love driving in the snow. I like going sideways. I like doing donuts. I mean, the ice is probably definitely the biggest challenge when driving. It's fun. It's the best terrain to learn on, I think, because if you can really learn to handle your car in the ice and the snow, you can take that and apply it to the gravel. Bouncing off the banks is a lot easier than bouncing off trees, so he co-drives, so, you know, he tells me what to do. That's okay. It's the only time.
Usually when I'm there, I shut everything off, and then it's just, I focus completely on notes.
And when I drive, it's like nothing else matters, just being in the car, and I mean, it's like the best feeling in the world. Well, when you hit things, it's easy to fix because you just spray it. Or as Derek would say, you spritz it. The only downside of this car is that it's old. So it's really rusty, and it's a Michigan car, so it looked like somebody took like a machine gun and like shot it up because all this was rust.
They're always going to be there for one another. That's the cool thing about Rally. You don't really find that anywhere else.
The Rally America National Championship is brought to you by Subaru, by Ford, go further, by Honda Performance, and by GoPro, be a hero. Welcome back to the 2014 Rally America National Championship.
I'm standing amongst some very high-end rally cars here, but you know what's so interesting? That each are uniquely different to the driver themselves. Come on, let's take a look at one of the coolest cars we found here at Snowdrift Rally.
a 1980 Mitsubishi-built Plymouth Fire Arrow, a semi-performance compact car back then, one of the high-performance cars, if you want to call it that, in 1980. Two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. The engine's a warmed-over, cheated IT engine, maybe 125 horsepower, I would say. Stock gearbox, stock rear axle right now. The interesting thing about the car, it was one of the few cars with four-wheel disc brakes back in 1980, so we've got that going for us. Won 2 production class championships with it, and found another one and wanted to just build it and have some fun with it 35 years later.
Stage 13, and although he's run into a few problems along the way, he still remains our leader here at the Snowdrift Rally.
David Higgins looking nice and clean past the spectators. Next up is Antoine Lestage. This stage was built into a live gravel quarry, giving the spectators close and personal view of these fantastic drivers and cars.
Left 5 over bumps, keep into right 5 short over bumps.
Lestage just slightly slower through that corner than Higgins was.
While designed for easy spectating by fans, these super special stages can be tricky. Competitors will tell you, you won't win a rally at the super specials, but you can certainly lose one. It's all about putting on a good show for the fans while not taking too many risks that'll cost you later.
What do you guys call this situation you're in? Buster What do you call this situation? Fun. We missed the stop control.
It's kind of the yin and yang of the sport, isn't it? One's good, one not so much.
This doesn't even matter. But it matters to us. Because we like to finish it.
And if you're a spectator at rally, you're involved in the sport.
Give me a little help here. Give me a little help. Okay, this is good. I got one.
How do you feel? Cold?
This is when you find out who your friends are.
So 2 stages later, Higgins has extended his lead by another 5 seconds over Antoine Lestage, who is solidly in second place, with Lachlan O'Sullivan over 7 minutes behind. There are 6 stages left.
It's the super special stage, little rough stage. It came down into what was a hard right-hander turn, and I caught a patch of ice and slid right off into a heavy snowbank. So we landed, got high centered, so the wheels were sitting on the ground. So in effect, what we had to do is we had to dig all that out, and then wait for someone to pop us and pull us out. So pretty frustrating, but that's what happens in these events.
The greatest challenge in winter driving, and especially winter rally driving, is getting traction. And you have all kinds of different snow. It's like some people think there's one kind of snow. In fact, there's about 20 kinds of different snow. We have different tire preparations for each type of snow. This is a production winter tire. We call it an ice tire here. It's got fairly open tread blocks, good enough for biting down through the snow, but it's also got quite soft compound and sights that allow it to flex. That's a basic tire that you can run on the street and that we run in rallying here as well. Now, if we find there's deeper snow, what we do here is cut away a bunch of the tread blocks in order to allow it to dig down through the surface of the snow and get the good rubber onto the ice underneath. This is a hybrid tire. It's good in some snow where there's ice underneath. This here is a dedicated winter rally tire. It's quite rare, quite hard to find. You see there's these huge tread blocks. I can get my whole finger down in between them. That's when you're in really, really deep snow and you have to dig down through big, gnarly snow drifts in order to get down, claw forward in the snow, but also get to the ice. Now, the next thing, this is crazy. This is a tractionized tire. What we actually do, and we'll show you right now, we run that stock tire, that street winter tire, over what's called a tractionizer, and we chew it up like this. Come take a look. This is the process of tractionizing. It's incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly strange. We take a street production tire and we run it over a set of, hold up 1 second, put it in neutral. We run it over this set of rollers. You see there's carpet spikes. There's 1,000 carpet packs in each one of these rollers. It's like a medieval torture device. And when he starts spinning the tire, hit it, You can see what it does as it rolls around. It jams those spikes into the tires and throws it all off. And what it's doing right now is literally chewing up the rubber compound. It's throwing the rubber everywhere. That allows it to turn to like the fuzzy side of Velcro, and that allows all of those little tendrils, all of those little bits of rubber to get down and grab the ice like Velcro. And it's amazing what traction you get when you do that. The hardest thing is choosing what tire to go out on, and that's what drivers talk about all day long here at Snowdrift.
To Snowdrift Rally, where the weather is absolutely beautiful, and it appears the stages are just a little bit faster today than they were day one.
Nick Roberts taking that corner just a little too tight, and the bank really spun him round. Look at it grab that car. You can see him correcting it and pointing those tyres in the direction he wants to go. This is only Nick's second full season with Rally America, and he's really showing improvement. Currently sitting in third, about 4 minutes off of class leader Lachlan O'Sullivan.
Second in SP is Dylan Van Way, about 2 minutes back, and while he's got a few years of racing under his belt, this will be his first season in an SP car.
Whoa, Tim Penasek starts to get a bit too sideways on that long left-hander and just isn't able to save it. Good thing it's just snow and he's able to continue. There's ACP killing a little time waiting for his turn to start the stage.
That's right, because drivers have to transit on public roads from one stage to the next. They're given an abundance of time to get there and usually end up waiting a bit. Here he goes.
Wow, you can really see the difference with these two-wheel drive cars at the stage starts. When it comes to putting power down, four wheels are certainly better than two, but once they get moving, they still compete at speeds well in excess of 100 miles an hour. And ACP is really pouring it on now, trying to claw back championship points after a big setback yesterday.
It's usually just the starts and the corners where they have more trouble accelerating quickly in comparison to the all-wheel drive cars, especially at a snow rally.
Matthew Johnson in the Scion XD still comfortably out in front with a 6-minute gap to the next two-wheel drive competitor, Troy Miller. He's really showing off his skills, being out in front at his first rally back in over 5 years.
Troy Miller, nice and clean. You can hear him modulating the throttle to keep control on these icy roads. So after 16 stages and only 4 left to go, Antoine Lestage is just under a minute behind the leader, David Higgins, 8 minutes ahead of third place, Lachlan O'Sullivan. Might be time for Lestage to play it safe and secure critical championship points. Here at the last service of the day, this will be the last opportunity for teams to sort out any issues with the cars before the final 4 stages. Let's go to Katie.
Checking in with Dylan Van Way, second in super production right now, heading into the night stages here at day 2. What was going on earlier in today, and what are you going to do to carry it on through the rest of the day?
We've just been on the same pace the whole event. You know, we're really just trying to keep it clean and not get stuck in the snowbank. So it's working kind of right now. We'd like to be leading, but, you know, they're risking a lot more than we are with the faster pace. So we're not losing too much time. They're not, you know, catching us from behind. So we're pretty solid in second. We're going to just kind of keep up the same pace and make it to the end.
Sounds like Dylan is in the same boat as Antoine Lestage. There comes a point where you really need to remember the bigger picture and focus on winning the war, not the battle.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to be safe, but it's going to be an interesting safe because we're going to be all over the place. But it's something we've dealt with. We didn't get much testing, so we kind of came into this rally slowly, kind of built up. We got a nice lead. I think we're about 2 minutes on Dylan, so we should just be nice and safe here and take it home.
All right, best of luck here as we go into the night stages.
Thanks, Katie. Appreciate it.
Now, let's take a closer look at super production leader Lachlan O'Sullivan.
I'm Lachlan O'Sullivan. I drive car number 90. It's a Subaru STI. I've been doing it over 20 years. I was hitchhiking with my dad through Africa when I was about 12 years old, and we stumbled upon the safari rally back then and fell in love with the sport. Came back home, built a car, and my father was driving, I was navigating, and then a couple years later I was in the driver's seat, and from then on I started practicing in the backwoods. Really haven't left. This year we're going to go out for that SP championship, and we lost it last year due to a nice big roll that we really damaged the car, brought it back, and now we're going to be running this year hard, going for that championship again, and winning it back because we won it in 2012. I feel young in my head, but I guess I'm an older guy now. I'm not one of the young whippersnappers anymore, and I got to try and hold them at bay now. You know, I really feel that they're going to have to come out and take it from us. This sport's been great to me, and I'm just trying to be here with our great sponsors for as long as possible and take down some championships, future championships.
Make sure to tune in to the 2014 Rally America National Championship Series event coverage on NBCSN. Sun are set and the night stages have begun, which also means the temperatures are dropping and the road is definitely getting icier. This may ultimately have an effect on the outcome of the next 3 stages. We'll see what happens here at the very end.
The last stage, Bonfire Alley, is infamous. There's bonfires all the way lining the stage. I mean, the fans are always really great out here at Snowdrift, and we've seen them all day braving crazy low temperatures and standing in the wind. They're going to be out there, you know, at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, you know, with all these bonfires lining the whole stage. It's kind of awesome.
That is awesome. If I were there, I'd certainly be huddled around a fire.
100 lady.
Here is Antoine Lestage leaving the start line on the final stage of the event.
Small crest in the keep middle over big jump, okay, 200.
Wow, he is seriously moving out. If you know Antoine, you know he's super competitive, and even with a minute or more to make up, I have a feeling he'll be pushing hard all the way to the end.
Whoa, look at those fireballs. The drivers say you can actually feel the heat through the car doors. Those fires really make it tough to focus on the road and pace notes from the co-driver.
Anton kisses the bank again there. He's just pressing on so hard to close that gap to Higgins.
David Higgins certainly charging along. He knows that Antoine's not likely to let up much. This is the final stage. These are the final minutes. Very difficult, though, to catch up lost seconds.
And every competitor wants to make the most of this rally. They want to finish it. They want to finish it strong.
Whoa!
As the noise bounces off those trees in the Michigan forests. We see Will Hudson there slam it into the bank. Now he's going to try and find that grip to get that little Fiesta out.
And with the lights pointing to the trees rather than down the road. Okay, that might work. That shows you, though, how dedicated you are to try and get the best position you can toward the end. Now let's go to Katie.
We're here at the Snowdrift Rally Award Ceremony, the champagne spray that everyone has worked so hard for the past 2 days. Drivers have just arrived. We're going to go ahead and check it and see what they thought of the last 2 days. David Higgins, the winner here at Snowdrift Rally. What a weekend for you. First time in the car. What does the win mean for you and for Subaru?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely a perfect way to start a year. We couldn't have asked for more. Last night, it was not looking very good for us at times. We had some problems and HUD came up, but we've had a real big battle to come back. We've got the lead last night, and today's been an absolutely perfect day for us. And, you know, big thanks to all the mechanics who've done what they've done to keep the car running, and all the crazy fans out there who are braving the cold. And so happy to get the points now, get the win on the board, get the championship going, and looking forward to the next round now.
Well, we look forward to seeing you there again. Congratulations, what a win.
Thank you.
Lachlan O'Sullivan, first in super production, third overall. What a weekend when you didn't even think you were actually going to be making the race to begin with.
It's pretty incredible. You know, the rig broke down, and coming in here with no testing, it was it's beautiful to be here, you know, and amazing. We got a really nice 2-minute lead going into these last stages. You know, the guys behind me, they were pushing, but you know, we came with it, so it was good. Can't wait for 100 Acre Woods.
We look forward to seeing you there. Best of luck there.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I'm so happy to be here. I swear the second running of like Old State, downhill, icy, I'm thinking, oh, it's a 100, plenty of room for braking, and we're 85 miles an hour and lock the tires up. And I'm thinking we're heading into the woods.
So we're very happy to have you here.
Yeah. Big moment there, and we got our one huge moment out of the way for the rally, so I'm happy we're here. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
So that'll wrap it up for the Snowdrift Rally. David Higgins of Subaru Rally Team USA taking the win over Antoine Lestage and Lachlan O'Sullivan. A really hard-fought battle between those top 2 guys. Lachlan O'Sullivan takes the win in super production, followed by the young guns, Dylan Van Way and Nick Roberts, all three driving Subaru Impreza WRX STIs. In two-wheel drive, Matthew Johnson took the first place in his Scion XD, followed by Troy Miller and James Robinson.
Really impressive to see James put that near-stock B-Spec Honda Fit on a two-wheel drive podium.
Thank you for watching the 2014 Rally America National Championship Series only on NBCSN.